Welcome to the Fantasy Sanctuary for a very special Friday Best Ball Happy Hour, where I will be joined by a very special guest as we draft a Best Ball Mania. Let's get into it. Mathology, welcome to the channel, bud. Great to see you. How you doing?
Things are great.
Loving it. Oh yeah.
Crack a beer?
Yeah, let's crack them.
ASMR.
ASMR. Here you go. 1, 2. Yeah. All right. Cheers.
I'm excited for this. I haven't seen it in a while.
I know it's been a long time. So for those that are not aware, Mathology, very, very special Best Ball Mania maxi in the streets. Been doing it for a while. You've been involved since BBM1, yeah?
Yeah. Back in the ML10s, playing all those way back when. Today's my birthday. Yeah. I'm 42 today.
Oh, it's your birthday?
My birthday.
Congrats, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you took that when we were talking yesterday. I was just let's see if Tyler takes on this little lure. See if I can lure him in, little fish that he is. See if he can get me on stream, him or Ben.
Man, it's not hard to lure me in. You know, good-looking guy on his birthday. It sounds like we can have some fun.
Yeah, we definitely can. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Last year didn't go so hot, but the year before was okay. You know, I'm more of a DFS player, but I'm dipping my toes in these best ball streets because it's just fun.
How many BBM drafts have you done so far? How deep are you in? What is it like? Wait, June 21st. How many have you done?
I'm about 33-ish right now. So last year I pumped and dumped big time. I think I was done by July 14th last year. Like I was just on aggressive pace, and that wasn't smart because I was like, oh, you know what, I'll hammer it hard, and I kind of played the early tight end, which was the wrong strategy to play. I had like 20-something% Kelsey, and that was just not the way to do it. So this year
it was a brutal year for injury all around, though. I mean, we lost half the quarterbacks on top of that too, so it wasn't just the tight ends.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm similarly kind of slow rolling it just because we're going to get so much information, and we're already getting information, this month, next month, and then with whatever injuries or trades or signings, there's going to be a lot. May as well hammer it down with even more.
Yeah. I think just, I'm doing more slows. Work's been pretty crazy. My actual career in construction is just nuts right now. We got so much work. So I'm doing a lot more slows. Last year I did 150 fast. This year I'm going to be doing way more slows. It's just going to kind of just fits my lifestyle. Plus I'm trying to just get on the boat at night, draft some, click a couple buttons. I use Easy Sheet. It works really nice on the phone, quick and easy. I don't have to remember much. And just kind of keep the drafts moving. And then like tonight, probably on the weekends, like around 10, 11 o'clock at night, I'll jump in a fast draft, try to get some soft rooms, maybe do 1 or 2 at night.
Yeah, I was listening to JJ Best Ball Bro with Pete on yesterday, finally catching up on that. And yeah, when they started talking about those late night drunk weekend rooms, I started salivating because I'm like, that's what I'm really excited for, is to have some time late at night and just hammer some rooms that are hammered. Try to get
last night, I think I sent you that team I drafted last night. That was a super soft room.
Yeah.
People are timing out, hitting the star button and timing out and taking Garrett Goff in the 7th round. It was just
gotta love it.
Just gotta love it.
Gotta love it. Let me do a little housekeeping real quick. Bendels coming in the chat early to gift a membership to, I believe, Thaddeus Brown, a.k.a. Take Your Guys, Get Your Guys Hollywood. So thank you much, Bendels. What up, Stack Bros? Tom checking in. That's true. Well, Bendels, the only way he wins BBM is with a draft partner, because he can't draft Underdog right now. So it's either a BBM he entered across the border or someone he's splitting with. Hilarious. But yes, indeed, beer o'clock. Rory knows. We're cracking the beers. It's gonna be loosey goosey. Oh, there you go. What are we drinking? IPA? Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Stanky. It's a local brewery right here in Southfield, Vermont.
Katie, GMGM, Meatwad. Yeah, this is special. Katie was on a heater in Gretch's slow stream chat the other day, just on a baller. So I guess she must be busy working on it Friday. And all right, yeah. Come on, it's happy hour, guys. Get your beers, get your cheers. We're gonna have a good time. Let me go ahead and get us let's get drafting. You know, all this blue balling. I want to get in there.
Sounds good.
So I know you are coming from the DFS world, you are like, you're like, you have a plan. You're like macro. You have like a macro view when you come into the season, into a slate. I know you adjust with like news and stuff, but like, famously last year, you thought, hammer Kelsey, the elite tight ends, invest in, top offenses. And, so like with that in mind this year, what, are you coming in with an overall strategy, mindset, some edges you want to push, or, some ADPs you want to exploit? Cause I know firsthand that you kind of were like sitting on the sidelines watching, tracking ADP changes. And so, I'm interested to see kind of you've been really slow rolling your process. So I'm interested to see kind of what you've kind of taken away and what you're hammering early.
Yeah, so I think my biggest lesson learned was not so much on the going extremely heavy on one player, like a player take. What I'm doing this year is I'm just going to be heavily invested in offenses,
Right.
like Kansas City, Detroit, Miami, the Dolphins. Like I'm just trying to build probably 4 or 5 team stacks per draft, and I'm just going to keep doing that over and over and over again in my 150 set. And I'm going to see how that plays out for me. I'm going 3 quarterbacks. Sometimes I'm even going 4 quarterbacks, and these just kind of fucking around, finding out. It's really only slate number 5 for us. I mean, I think a lot of people thinks that we're kind of solving roster construction, maybe to a point, but I think there's still a lot of room for playing around and trying new things versus because right now everybody's walking the same path. It's 2-6-8-2. Maybe they'll throw in a 3 on the onesie here and there. Everybody's roughly around ADP. So what I'm doing when I'm adjusting ADP, it's to go in on a Kansas City, a Dolphin, Detroit, whatever it is, to kind of continue to just bet on that offense. Again, last year in the NFL, scoring was down. For the 3rd straight year, scoring was down. We get in these island games and we're seeing 42 over-unders all the time now in these football games. So it's just like to find the best teams, so go after where the touchdowns are going to be and just invest in these offense. That's all I'm trying to do in this contest this year.
I mean, it's a pretty good macro strategy, at least, especially like early on. Like we're pretty sure who we know are going to be like the top 5 and top 10 offenses. It's the middle stuff and the tail ends that we're not as certain about. Like we can be wrong all the time about the worst team. We're very rarely wrong about the top 5 offenses. And so, yeah, I mean, and Tom and I kind of talked about this when we were doing like the early looks at the week 17 stacks is, be mindful of, win totals. I know there's not a whole lot they can prognosticate, but it's a good way to stay grounded and remember, what are the range of outcomes for these teams? Because some of these teams, it's probably more narrow than we think. And if they have like lower totals, throughout the year, especially as you get later in the year, and then what are their motivations, for playing and all that stuff. We want fantasy points, and that's typically coming from high scoring offenses. And like you've said, with the rise of too high, the scoring's kind of been on a steady decline as the run game now is like a way to kind of move the chains and control the clock a little and take advantage of those too high looks. So there's not as many explosive plays. So there's offenses that can figure out how to maintain explosive plays like your Mike McDaniels.
Right.
And even those offenses, like what they kind of petered out a little bit throughout the year at times. Well, some of that definitely injury, but
O-line play with them really just handcuffed them. They had to be extremely limited to what the offensive playbook. Like Miami's right now is going to be probably that offense that I'm going to be as high as possible. Again, it's really hard because the top 3 go in the first 2 rounds or 3 rounds.
Yeah.
But again, I always love walking away with 2 of them if I can.
So I got to think like you're in on, so you must love their cheaper guys in Jalen Wright and Janu.
Yep. Yeah. John right now is a safe click for me at the tail end just to grab.
I'm getting
when I'm building that out. If I don't have a whole lot of Miami, I'm not just taking a one-off dolphin.
Okay. Yeah.
All that much. Less I have, it's a week 17, 16 or 17 correlation play at the end.
Right. Welcome, Chris, the Candy Man from the Fantasy Garage. I'm surprised y'all haven't filled up this BBM room yet. I thought for sure y'all would make our happy hour draft.
Let's get a bunch of newbies. Take advantage.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to take advantage of the room instead of getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear your the chat may not know, if you hear little squeaking chickens, you are not going crazy. Mathology does have chickens. You recently got you some chicks.
I did. I'll go grab them. I got 4 beautiful birds. I'm a Pollock, so we got some beautiful Polish chicks. I'll go grab a couple, introduce you to the chat. I got some special names for the chat for all the chip chasing group.
Oh, all right. Love to hear it. Got some chickens. It's already getting hot. Yes, sir. The original OG Bonk Bros reunited, and it feels so good.
So this beautiful buddy is Pat. She's a beautiful Polish bird.
Oh, look at Pat.
We're doing some training with her. We'll hopefully get some good eggs as we're doing some farming here in northern Vermont. And then we also have Gretch, Pete, and then I'll go grab Davis. Davis is the rump of the litter. But she's a special little bird.
Oh, gorgeous.
All right, I don't want you to fall. Where are you?
What other happy hour are you getting Best Ball Mania Alpha in chickens live? You're just not. All right, I'm gonna hit these as we're away.
See, Davis she's a little run. She's a little guy.
It has Davis's skater boy hair though.
Yeah. The cool thing about these Polish chickens, they have sweet like mohawks when they get older.
That looks like the Tony Hawk logo.
Yeah. Good birds. They do just shit everywhere though. Can't wait to get them inside. They're constant cleaning up after their shit all the time.
Oh, that's incredible. I love that. All right, back to the draft board. That's enough chickens for one day. I love that so much.
Doing some big chasing. Who do we got?
We have the 107, and I'm not recognizing a ton of names. So should be fun seeing what we do.
You want to get some Detroit?
I love getting some Detroit. Ben Johnson. I love this. Chick Okonkwo. That's great. Chicks and picks. It's true. It's true. I love that. So I'm curious, are you overweight or underweight anyone in the first 2 rounds? Is there anybody that you just can't get enough of or you think is mispriced, or are you kind of balanced out the first couple rounds?
First round balance, probably not a whole lot of Bijan, to be honest with you, or running backs, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, St. Brown went. Bummer. Yeah, I'm
St. Brown goes at 5. So we have Bijan, Brees, AJ Brown, Puka, Garrett Wilson. Who do you like?
I like the Eagles this year.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Let's do it.
See if we can do some stuff with some Eagles. I think the O-line is going to be really good. The defense can be better. They're on a really good pace last year, and then it all fell apart. But
I think plenty of that had to do with just having a really, really shitty offensive coordinator. That OC, just the run plays, the early down run plays, and then getting immediate pressure, and the answer just aired out to AJ Brown. Wasn't very well oiled or well planned. It seemed like. So whenever you think about Kellen Moore, I think he has shown an ability to run like an efficient, makes sense pass and run game offense, and ideally being in a place like Philly allows him to kind of play with some weapons and just feed AJ. I mean, I expect AJ Brown to be fed kind of like we've seen Keenan fed with Kellen Moore in LA, and before that, Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. So.
Probably second round for me. I'm big on Devontae. I still think he still has it. Just 150 target type of guy, high ceiling, low floor, just a safe click in the second round for me.
Devontae, you said?
Yeah, and then Houston guys too. Collins. Those are probably my two best clicks in the second round. Collins and Adams.
Okay.
I like Waddle too.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time with Adams just from like what's going to happen with the Raiders and what's going to happen with him wanting to play. But I mean, seemingly they want to play hard for Pierce, and Pittman saw a shitload of targets from Minshew last year. It looks like, and I don't think they're going to be good enough to control the clock with Zamir every game. So I don't mind it. So we have a following Olave, but you said your guys are Adams and Nico, a little bit of Waddle too. So what Waddle goes at 15? What do you like?
I kind of let's go Olave because we can pair him up with Miller later. You're rocking the Saints, Kuzi, right?
It's true.
Let's fucking go.
I like Olave after London and Marv and Waddle, and yeah, I don't mind mixing Olave in amongst Nico and stuff, chasing that youth, chasing that Saints bump, and just like a new OC that's going to utilize motion and make catches easier, and maybe he just hits the variance on those long touchdown plays that they just could not connect on last year. It seemed like.
Right. I was looking at his open score. He's up there like top 15. And so there's room for growth.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think, Oh, he's open on all of his plays. It's just how often do they connect and how much, and maybe that's my only concern is like the O-line needs, you mentioned O-line health. You've been kind of in the lab looking at like who might have really good offensive lines, who's got average offensive lines, and who might have dog shit O-lines. And one of the things I do worry about the Saints is, it looks like Ramchick's probably not going to play this year. And so their first round rookie and the new OC are going to kind of have to do a lot of heavy lifting because Carr's really bad under pressure. And that's where like Olave hits that upside. But I guess you could also say that by utilizing motion and different formations instead of just lining up and beat them mentality, that alone should kind of mitigate some of the pressure looks that the O-line gets just from making plays easier to, disguise and deal with pressure.
Yeah, he's just gonna get 11 targets a game. Yeah. I don't see. I mean, you're just gonna have it. So if it hits, we're drafting like we're right. So we're drafting like he hits this year. So we'll just lean into that.
I mean, I don't know that there's a safer bet for chasing targets. I mean, like, and that's London and Olave, I think, in the same way of like you are guaranteed a shitload of targets with a young, talented player. So you just hope that it all comes together. Right. And I mean, that's about as good of a bet as you can make.
Yeah, and I think he's better than London just because he's the guy. Where London, you got Pitts and you got Bijan. Like you want like the offense in these early rounds. You don't want to keep fighting over targets kind of early rounds. You want to grab the alpha.
Right. Hard to argue with that, especially like that's like the common sense like season long aspect, and sometimes season long does help from a advanced perspective. All right, we have a slight faller in DJ Moore. We got Cup.
He's
We
been
got.
falling lately. I don't know why.
I know. I just imagine projections and a little bit of ADP movement.
Yeah.
You mentioned Lions. Who are you? Who do you like going here in the?
I'm more Cup. I'll let
Let's
you
go
pick.
more.
Yeah.
Let's keep it. Let's keep fresh legs, young, dominant, explosive. I like it. I can't get enough.
DJ.
Yay! Pat from the Dog Pound. What's up? What's up? It's Friday happy hours. Just cracking cold ones and talking ball. Appreciate everyone joining live. Like, subscribe, comment. Who we liking? Who are we scared of with the recent news? There's some talk about, kind of Diggs falling and being in like the Keenan role, and like what is the Keenan role? Is that just like a shitload of targets? Is that like intermediate short stuff? But heard some of that talk, and then all the you know what? You're a good person to talk about this. Like all the elite tight end talk and stuff. How are you attacking tight end this season? I know you were a huge proponent of it last year, and obviously a lot more bad variants than not with Kelsey injury. Andrews going out like what game 4 or something like that. And then McBride and Laporta like really popping off. So how have you kind of adjusted to tight end this year?
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm not really taking a stance because I really think all six are good clicks right now at their value. So it's the team bet. I'm a little bit more on the Buffalo, Baltimore, Detroit, Arizona to a point. I think I only grab McBride when he slides. Right now, just kind of at cost. I kind of been building out a little bit of Arizona here, but they're not a big target for me.
Okay.
I'm staying away from Kelsey because I think Kelsey, and that's one thing I'm a little bit worried about. Andrews, the same thing. Like Baltimore is going to be really, really good. So they might be shutting stuff down tail end of the season. And that could concern me a little bit.
I mean, it sounds like BS until he is an older guy.
Yeah.
Mahomes and Jackson go. We're looking at Allen and Hurts. You want to stack up Hurts with AJ Brown?
Yeah, the Hurts boost is big for the squad.
Yeah. Easiest. I think I forget who came out and said it the other day, but the easiest expected advance rate and playoff correlation stack you can do is just QB to wide receiver 1, and I think that boosted by like 5% expected advance rate. Yeah. And that's not nothing in a tournament like this with 700,000 entries and a brutal advancement structure, in the playoffs. QB to wide receiver 1, the easiest stack you can do to get the most benefit out of before you do any sort of bringbacks. And so I'm just trying to remind myself that back stacks are good and fine, but with high draft capital, and then when in doubt, let me just chase the most simple. That's like DFS 101, right? It's like you want your quarterback stacked up with at least 1 or 2 pass catchers so that if they hit that ceiling, they're all hitting it together and you get that big boost. And I think we sometimes outsmart ourselves for, I'll take the falling value here and then back stack. And it's like, is the value enough to really overcome the teams that have that quarterback stacked up in a tournament like this? You're going to see that once you get into these new pods.
Yeah, the meta in DFS right now, it's like just stack up 2 games. Just get those 2 games right because there's only 2, maybe 3 games in the main slate that goes off. The rest of them are just blah. So I'm kind of using that same with this. We're trying to get 2 or 3 or 4 big team stacks in a build, and just as long as they're the good offenses, they should carry me to a good advance rate, and then hopefully I get the ping ponging luck in the gauntlet of the pods.
Yeah, how'd you put it in the Squirt Squad channel the other day? Just build good teams and let it ride, or whatever, Yeah. Sometimes it is that easy. And Binnles brings up another good point. Not just with Baltimore. I think you could say that about Dallas. You could say that about Philly. You could say that about a lot of teams of we probably expect defensive regression, and without stout defenses. The Saints, another one, like aging veterans, turnover. Like that defense is usually really good at like, being stout in games, but I fully expect them to take a step back with all the Lattimore contract weirdness and Honey Badger being like 33 or something. So, and they don't have a lot of money to like pump into the defense for like high end stars. So I'm really curious if, let me see, make sure I'm not missing a pick. Seems like a draft board froze.
Yeah. You think Walker here with Seattle?
Walker this early in the 5th?
Oh, I'm sorry, in the 6th, right?
Yeah, so we're in the 5th. We had a little board freeze up. We're coming up on the clock.
Well, if Allen's there, let's double tap Chicago.
Keenan, yeah,
there
you go.
Right?
Yeah, little double stack. Love it. Do you?
They're saying they want to throw a lot this year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Shane Waldron offense. It'll be interesting. Are you like Omega stacking the Bears if you can get more Keenan and Rome? How are you?
I don't like the 3 this early. I just like the 2. If anything, I'll take. I always like Komet. Komet is just a great goal line guy, and he's great for DFS. He's broken so many DFS slates. Got a pretty high ceiling. Again, it's half point PPR, so it's very touchdown heavy. But he's a touchdown guy. But it's going to be weird to see how because Keelan's a touchdown guy too, and DJ Moore is more of that long, deep threat, big splash play. So I kind of like Keenan, DJ, and Komet. I feel like you're going to get a lot of them. You're going to get pretty much all the Bears touchdowns.
Interesting. Okay, so I take it you're not taking a lot of Rome then.
No. Well, I do if I miss out on Keenan.
Right. Got you.
Or if I take Keenan, I go Keenan and Rome without DJ. But now that DJ's fallen, it's kind of it seems like he's fallen back and almost in line.
Yeah.
With the ADP, it seems like with Allen lately, because this is almost like my exact same start like last night. It was pretty close.
There you go
with those guys, and we'll be able to probably push Caleb around. Get a good ADP value on him.
Yeah, especially if like the Lamar team takes Rome here.
Yeah, I like send up Walker here. A little mini.
Yeah, a little hero RB action.
Yeah. It fits well with our Chicago build out.
Yep. I don't mind it at all. I don't have a ton of Walker just because I'm usually taking Kittle or a wide receiver there, but this is the build that makes sense for it.
Yeah, I think we continue to just build out the Eagles. We take Goddard. I also, since we got Olave, we try to maybe reach for Bowers.
Interesting. Okay. You got a lot of Bowers in your portfolio thus far?
Yeah, I do. I like Bowers. I mean, we were drafting Bowers. I mean, the big boy, we were drafting Bowers in like the 6th round, 7th round.
Yeah. Spags definitely was. Sean was probably taking him in the 4th.
I just, it seems like his profile. I mean, again, I'm not a huge player take, but I think the Raiders are going to be super condensed. I really do. I don't think they're not going to be like the Chargers of last year or the Chiefs of last year, where you just don't know. It's like ping pong, or whatever, that whack-a-mole. You don't know who you're gonna grab.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, we should expect that, right? Because Zamir wasn't really used as like a pass catcher. He was like a 20 carries guy. They're not going to be able to do that every single game.
No.
Devontae is a huge target earner, and Jacoby was very efficient and a target earner, and Meyer is their blocking inline guy now. So I guess, Bowers is kind of their slot move guy. So yeah, I mean, if it condenses down to those are the 3 main pass catchers, then very easily you could see him with his profile of yak and athletic abilities, pay off ADP. I have a hard time getting to him just because I like roster construction. I'm probably taking like a running back or a quarterback there, but all right. We are on the clock with a 1140 build. Let's see. Tight end, wide receiver. Who do you like?
I'm good with Demont. I'm good with the Ingram. Nah, I don't want to do Ingram.
Demont?
Yeah, let's get call up with those touchdowns.
All right, there you go. It's hard to say. I mean, if you're gonna like build a perfect running back room, the steady Eddie David Montgomery, who has a huge goal line role in a top 10 offense potentially.
I get the best offense line in football.
Yeah, one of the best OCs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us do. A lot of us do pretend that the Chargers didn't play last season, Katie. Some of us had way too much Keenan Allen for the stretch that didn't matter, or the other ancillary pieces that also did not matter.
So in easy sheets, Caleb is adjusted all the way up to 20th adjusted. So maybe 102, but we could probably push them to 115. See what that's like.
Yeah, they like the 12 hole took Rome. They don't have a quarterback right now. Yeah. I'll be interested to see if they do a Caleb Lockett here for the game stack or not.
I think we can get Bowers at 102. Probably not. Maybe.
It's a flat tier for me. We got 2 running backs, so I don't feel the need to take running back if you want to get Bowers there as our first tight end.
Fits the build and the correlation on week 17, if that's what really matters.
It truly is all that matters. And for the audio listeners, allow me to service you with my cold can in my hand. We have a 1-2-4-0 build in the 8th round. Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Kenneth Walker, David Montgomery at running back, wide receiver A.J. Brown, Chris Olave, and the double stack Bears, bad news Bears, DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. Fun build so far.
Very fun. We gotta build out more wide receivers. We can't get left behind because of the Chicago problem. If they do have some bad games, we don't want it suffering at the end of the season for us.
I have a strong feeling there's one receiver in particular we both are very interested in. So that'll be interesting to how we play this tight end pocket here too, because a little bit of overlap.
Yeah.
Floof and Fast Willie milking the clock.
Yeah, we could probably wait and just take Goddard as at 115.
So yeah, Jake's a bring back, a little bit of an ADP faller, but we have Sutton, Lockett, and Samuel at wide receiver, and Bowers. Probably take receiver.
Yeah.
Get to 5. Which of this do you want to correlate? Lockett? Do you like Samuel? Who do you like?
Let's correlate Lockett.
All right. Nice.
Continue that team. Building out teams. That's what I like to do. I love at the end of the draft just seeing, instead of seeing one with like 8, 9 different teams, I like seeing everyone like 3, 4, 2 big cluster of just team bets. Just feels good at the end of the draft.
Yeah, no, I mean, because that if that game and that team over a season, over a game pays off, you've captured that. Also, I do love this because instead of feeding the ducks, we are feeding the chicks here on Best Ball Happy Hour.
It's smoothing.
Farm to table best ball session, Katie says. That's fantastic. I love that so much.
So good.
So good. Thanks everyone for joining us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Really appreciate all of y'all that have been supporting the channel and then joining us today for this very impromptu live stream. But that's how happy hours go. You just got to show up when your friends show up. All that said, a couple folks got memberships. Check out Tom and the Fantasy Sanctuary's Twitter. Hit them up in the DMs if you need any help getting set up in the Discord and with your YouTube membership. You can check out the About membership on YouTube page as well. A lot of great stuff in the Discord. Ranks, dynasty ranks, some personal dialogue in the Discord. Just phenomenal stuff, and then all the live stream stuff we do. Yeah. Feed the chicks music. Yeah, we need some feed the chicks.
Come on, baby.
All right, let's see. Ferguson, Dak, Love go off. So Cortland and Brock are still there. Caleb is there.
I would love to get. This is
Shahid went.
This could be a tough call here. I'd love to get Brock, but at the same time, we probably should go Caleb.
Brock goes, so that makes our decision easier.
That was perfect. Yeah. Let's just get Caleb and Goddard and stay on pace. This is one of those don't drop the baby type of drafts for us right now.
Yep. You wanna get greedy, get some value, but at the end of the day, build your stacks out, improve your correlated odds. It doesn't have to be complex.
Yeah, that's about having a plan ahead of time. That's one of my pet peeves right now. This whole just let ADP pick your first 5 rounds. That's bullshit. Fucking bullshit to me. Have a plan. 1 through 5, 1 through 6, have a plan. And then have a plan through 6 through 12. Those 2 plans, go after it. Get aggressive.
I like that. Subtweeting Pete.
Yeah.
Fuck Jesus, take the wheel. I take the wheel.
Fuck that. Exactly. I own this shit.
God's plan? No, my plan.
Exactly. It's mine. I got the chicks. I'm growing the eggs. I'm going to go out, harvest them, cook them.
There you go.
I'm doing it.
No, I like to, and I think one of the things about planning the draft out is I think you could potentially build a lot of the same teams, but at the same time, I think if you go through it really thoughtfully, you can tell yourself ahead of time, hey, I usually follow this combo. So if I get this guy, let me make sure to mix him up here. And then if I do that, that means I need to take this guy in this pocket instead of this guy who I normally take because I don't correlate and yada yada. And that informs the rest of your draft. And I know things can happen, but I think that's how you build smart teams ahead of time without taking the same guys. Because I think when you're on autopilot, you're not planning ahead. You're clicking the comfy clicks where you always click them. Right. And there's 3 pockets of the draft from which corner you're in, and you're going to take the same guys. I find myself doing it every once in a while and then having to be like, okay, now I need to force myself to complete this stack over here or take this guy instead. And if I do that ahead of time, it makes it easier to not get lost and go, shit. Well, I guess I'll just take who I always take here. Which I think that's where that happens more often.
Right. And at the end of the year, those teams are dead. They're just dead.
They're just dead, folks. You heard it here first.
Come week 15, when we're all in the Underdog app, we're looking through it. There's we're only going to be loving maybe 10 to 12, 14 teams. And you're going to look at, and this is what I saw last year. All the teams that I love were well thought out, well executed, big team stacks, 4 or 5 different teams. I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but I was like, that was a big emphasis for me. More 3-6-6-3, just team bet type of builds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the beauty of stacking and correlation. Reduce the amount of bets you have to get right. And sometimes we forget that that's the point of it. The point isn't the edge isn't finding something someone else didn't know. It's having to know and guess less because we're going to have a lot wrong.
Right.
Yeah. Bendel says he correlated chicks in college, if you know what he means.
Dog.
If you got to say it,
maybe not. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Matt Weber asking the real questions. Actually, we do not need to elaborate that. Well, maybe we late night best ball. What do you call that one? The best ball shit-faced hour. Bendels can talk about his chick correlation where he used shitty pickup lines as a Miami Vice cop and got shut down. Where a 20-year-old said, "Who is Burt Reynolds?" For the audio listeners, we added Tyler Lockett, Caleb Williams, and Dallas Goedert to this team to add to the Seattle Bears and Eagles stack through 10 rounds so far.
Do we want to try to push Clement, or do we want to go after Dallas running back?
I mean, yeah, the Dallas bring back potentially. We're going to have 3 options. give or take, in our range coming up. Okay, now 2. And Komet's, the last time I checked, he was going like in the 140s and sometimes falls the 160s.
Yeah.
So I'm very fine pushing him to like round, 12.
What about
13.
Dusty old Brandon Cooks? Does he have one more year left in the tank?
I mean, when he's your 6th wide receiver as a bringback, I think there's
Speed
worse.
up the game. Speed up the
Yeah,
game.
I mean, his thing is he got a bunch of red zone targets. Everybody's like, oh, all of his production was just touchdowns. Okay, who else are they throwing the ball to in the red zone? They didn't add anybody. Like, he's a little dusty, but like at his cost in a high octane offense. And we didn't take Ferguson. I don't mind it as a bringback because he almost got there in week 17 last year. Same game script. He was a toe tap away from 2 touchdowns.
I think Dallas is going to throw the shit ton this year again.
So yeah, I mean, I'd rather take Brandon Cooks over Corum and Eckler here easily.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Now we have our Dallas bringback at a 2-2-6-1 build. Hurts, Caleb at quarterback, Ken Walker the third, and David third leg Montgomery for our running back room. No worries whatsoever. Those 2 big yam gams. AJ Brown, Chris Olave, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, Brandon Cooks at wide receiver. A nice mixture of grown-ass men, fast young legs, and some DILFs to help bring along the young guys across the finish line, with Dallas Goedert as our stacked Philadelphia tight end.
All potential playoff teams, other than maybe Seattle. Maybe.
What up? And yes, check correlations over ADP. I mean, ADP is famously a construct. It's fake. It keeps you from sealing the deal in week 17.
Yep. Totally agree.
Meanwhile, correlating chicks from Miami to Cleveland. That's great. What? Oh yeah, third leg. I got it. Yes, Matt. Yeah, it's Greg the third leg Dolchich, which, the hair is third leg worthy, the production less so. All right.
What do you think about commit here and then be done at tight end?
I don't know if I'd be comfortable being done with Goddard and Komet as the only 2, but I could definitely be comfortable pushing it for a while. That said, this will be pick 138.
Easy sheet has him pretty high up.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I don't mind it for the that's triple stacking Caleb, so yeah, I don't mind it. Get the tight end, and then at 151, start hammering running backs. Kind of push quarterback 3 or tight end 3 later if we want.
We do have a lot of correlation weeks 15 and 16 with Washington. I don't know if there's another Washington player available.
I think it's Mooney or no. Let's see.
Dotson, right? It'd be No, Dotson's gone.
Yeah, Dotson goes. It's Sennett, McCaffrey.
We probably missed out on that.
Oh, I'm thinking Mooney. I'm thinking Atlanta. All right, hold on.
Minnesota too. We got a lot with Minnesota, weeks 15 and 16. I don't know, maybe a tie. Our buddy Ty there, the running back from Minnesota.
Yep. I don't mind it. Have a lot of Chandler,
yeah. Probably push that one.
So yeah, I think we're looking at a falling Eckler, Chubb, Dowdle's Dallas stack and bring back running back.
I like
probably that. Dowdle over Komet.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
We probably need that. We're probably a little. Yeah, that's our third one. Yeah, we need to start. Can't get this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Don't want to get boxed out on a good team with the shit running back room, because this still keeps us on track for only 5 or 6.
Right.
Yes. Thank you. I don't know if y'all can
solid
see
build, man.
She's begging. Oh, I know. Okay, this is. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. This is Maple. Give me a paw. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Yeah. You give me both paws? You give me both paws? I know. A lot of attention not being given this week with a busy work week. Same boat as you. A lot going on at work.
Yep.
All right. Now we gotta fix the monitor.
Yeah, with my schedule, I can't jump any live streams. I'm a serviced audio listener, and I love to be serviced.
We love to service. I can't escape them today, guys. Sorry. This is Moose. These are my troublemakers.
Yeah, breed dogs.
Big dogs, big chicks.
Yeah.
All right, watch out, Bubba. The stream has gone off the rails. Yes, Bubba. I can't keep the doors closed around these guys. All right, watch your head. Watch your head. Excuse you. Bye, Bubba. All right.
Awesome.
Love it. Okay. Komet goes. That's a bummer. I was hoping he'd come back around.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we got it doubled with the alphas, so.
Star Kindler, if you check the dog picks channel in Discord, this would not surprise you. Just saying. All right, let's see. Probably we're not really concerned about quarterback. It's probably another running back here, huh?
Thinking it's Chandler, if he's still there.
Let's see. Chandler win at 144.
Bummer.
So we've running back. We got Jalen Wright, Tyler Algier, Vidal, Gibson, or we take what might be our last receiver. I kind of like taking one of the rookies in Polk or Burton. Thoughts?
I'd rather go Burton than Polk. I think the Pats are going to be an absolute nightmare.
Did you see that?
That was
you
nimble.
See that, chat? Oh.
Yeah, I'm not on the Drake May train this year. I think they're going to struggle hard. They got a tough schedule. I can see them just in New England. The Boston media is rough, so it's going to turn ugly fast.
Yeah. I like getting a lot of Burton because my thesis is he seemed like it was more of a character issue than it was a talent issue coming out of the draft. He still got drafted decently, and he can be buoyed and small miss, small win at ADP, but he's more likely buoyed with more juice. So in a high octane offense, and if he has any injury outs with Chase or with Higgins missing time or Higgins sitting or whatever on the franchise tag, then boom, it's wheels up for wide receiver too. So I like that a lot. There's Yoshivas, there's Charlie Jones, but I don't think you draft a guy like Burton who could be like your future away from Higgins and not get him playing time this year to see what you have in him. So I like Burton a lot. And I think that week 17 matchup could be a lot of fun. If Bo Nix is good in that system, it's going to be a lot of passes. Pass rate should be decent. And since he should be playing for like seeding. So I like it a lot.
Yep. I mean, Burrow's a dude. He's an
it's hot takes around here with the leg up crew, loving them some Drake May and Polk. I like Polk. It just without correlation, I'm fine taking the more fun pick.
That's the whole backdoor mantra. It's fucking bullshit. Don't just go get your fucking stacks. Once you make that bet on those alpha wide receivers, stack them up. Don't miss it out.
Speaking of, it's probably running back or tight end here. We got Vidal, Gibson, Hubbard, Bucky, or Hunter Henry. What do we like?
We need a running back before they all get wiped out. I like Chuba Hubbard. I think Chuba.
Okay. I think we could get him on the wrap.
Okay, if you want to get him on the wrap.
Yeah. And if not,
whatever,
we got some
whatever you like there, it's fine. I think we need to get the 5.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not taking a lot of Kamani again, just because I'm taking other guys around there. So I think, if Gus misses a little bit of time early in camp, J.K. Dobbins, I'm fading with the injury, so may as well mix in some guy who might go much, much higher just from a CLV standpoint. Just because the market, our sicko market, is frothy for Vidal, so may as well.
Yeah, I'm a little, I'm older than Silva, so I'm a little like I want to see it first kind of mentality. But in DFS, you got to play it first to win. So the next week the salary goes up. So it's a good play.
Yep. Plus, I mean, with Walker, Demont, Rico, I mean, if they're doing what we want them to do at ADP, we need a guy that's really going to like overperform late in the season. And Vidal seems like, I mean, late season, if the Chargers are like kind of figuring it out, but kind of a mess, we saw Gus Edwards kind of run on his theme late last year and then mix in Justice Hill. So, I mean, with the way the roster is right now, that's my one concern with Vidal is like not highly drafted, and they could easily get into camp and go like, this is a mess. Let's get a veteran. Let's trade for a veteran, and that's more my concern than the talent, because I don't think the talent has to be that much to pop in a efficient run game that Greg Roman has. We've seen Tyson Williams, Justice Hill, dusty dudes that were never seen or heard of ever again, rotated in and out, but also that serves to remind me that like they're and who knows how much this was, but it was a Harbaugh and Roman offense. They kind of doghoused players. So I want to be careful with how excited I get. But at this price, I don't think it can hurt you very much.
Yeah, the only thing I worry about is they got to be in games. Hopefully the Chargers are in a lot of football games, so then they can run the ball.
I mean, this coaching staff, I trust to get them more in than they usually are. Hubbard, Gibson, go. Herbert correlates with Chicago.
Yeah, I don't mind that. We Tampa Bay helps us 15 and 16 with like Bucky Irving, Cade Otton.
Okay, I mean, I like mixing in Bucky plenty.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Bucky or Herbie, it's up to you.
Bucky, let's do Bucky.
Bucky, it is. Welcome to the squad.
I don't like going too far into team builds. Like 3, I think it's like 3 to 4 is perfect, but we still have Roshan. I don't know what his role is going to be. I don't think we really know what's going to happen at our.
No, I mean, I think Coach Speak Index was kind of sharing some stuff, late season when they were talking about like, hey, we're going to ride the hot hand. That's why Roshan got all this work, blah, blah, blah. So I don't see any reason for that to change with Waldron in town. They gave Swift money. That doesn't mean they're going to use him as a workhorse because they're already talking about mixing Roshan in the pass game and just still like that hot hand mentality. So it's another reason why I'm not even that into Swift's ADP. I don't think he's that much different of a bet really than the Washington guys. And then I'm not real sold on his talent anymore. All right, let's see. We're going to do a check-in on the team real quick. 2-5-7-1 build through 15 rounds. Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams, Kenneth Walker, David Montgomery, Rico Dowdle, Kamani Vidal, Bucky Irving, wide receiver AJ Brown, Chris Olave, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, Brandon Cooks, Jermaine Burton, and tight end Dallas Goedert.
So what do you think? 3 quarterbacks? You want to stop at 2? Because we could.
I'm tempted to stick at 2 with Jalen and how far we push running back, but I mean, we have Geno double stacked, so it's hard to say no to that. And to stay true to you said you kind of like 3 quarterbacks. I just worry that in this build right now, we'll probably have to do 3 tight ends. So it's really going to come down to, do we want to stick at 5 running backs or do we want to 6 running backs?
Well, I think running backs are going to get wiped out. I don't mind Carr. I don't mind Fant. We could do like a Carr Fant finish. And then
so you're comfortable going 3 quarterback, 2 tight end in this build. Is that what I'm hearing?
Or we could still tack on. We could still tack on another tight end at the end. We could probably
Okay,
take.
so you think this 5 is good?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not perfect, but I think it's good enough.
So we're looking at A,
Unless
Jonnu, and Herbert.
I don't.
Gino
Yeah.
goes. Fant goes. I think we gotta go tight end here.
Okay.
Who do you have a preference? I think we go
Uh,
Otten with the
yeah.
Bucky. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go Otten.
Yeah. Little Tampa Bay stack. Got 2 guys are gonna run all the routes.
Yeah. He's going to be on the field a ton. He's going to help us.
Otten had a ton of production in the playoffs last year. So like the upside is there theoretically in game scripts, and they play Dallas in week 16.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying. I mean, we've got a lot of. The only thing we're hurting a little bit is week 15 stacks. We got a decent amount with the Chargers. The Chargers with Tampa week 15.
Well, I mean, week 15, I'm just hoping our double and triple stacks get us there.
Right.
With quarterback.
True. Yeah, without it. So we got what, 2 left?
2 left. So we are at a 2-5-7-2 build with Hurts and Caleb at quarterback and Goddard and Otten at tight end. We're done at receiver seemingly. So right now we decide: do we want an extra running back, or do we want a 3-5-7-3 build? Do we want a 2-6-7-3 build? What deciding allocation wise. Quarterbacks going: Daniel Jones, Phillip Herbert goes, Bryce Young goes, Jonnu goes.
Yeah, I kind of like getting Carr with our 2nd round draft pick.
Do you want to finish out the draft with Derek and Juwan?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
What's Juwan's injury? I haven't really heard.
So yeah, it's undetermined right now. I think he's getting surgery on it this week or next week. The speculation is a Jones fracture, potentially missing no time in season or 2 to 4 weeks in season. But if it's not super severe and he rests for the right amount of time, he should be back, to 100% by again, whatever it is, week 2, week 3, week 4. The worry on my end is the Saints have mishandled a lot of injuries, including these foot fractures with Michael Thomas and their cornerback Bo from a few years ago. And so if they handle the injury correctly, this shouldn't be a big deal, past week 2, week 4. But if they mishandle this injury, he's basically useless for a good chunk of the season. So there's a little bit of risk. But as 3rd tight end, I think we have optionality too with a Jatavian Sanders as a bring back on Otten and Bucky as well.
Yeah.
We have Mike Gesicki who could correlate with Burton. So I think we take Carr and we see what comes back. Yeah.
Yeah. Week 15, Carolina plays Dallas. So that'd be like a 2v2 there.
Okay.
Cooks.
Well, I think we got good options then.
Yeah. So that kind of helps, if this team gets there, we'll have a couple game stacks pretty much through the pods plus our main stack. So it's a lot of different outs, and that's how I like to build, with a lot of different outs. Sweet.
Viral. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I will. This running back room of Walker, Monty, Rico, Vidal, Bucky, it's seemingly a little thin, but we've played it that Walker is our hero anchor running back. Monty is
both of them.
Monty is the floor and contingent ceiling.
Right.
And we feel great. So those 2 alone, you got to feel really good about. And then with Rico, we're saying we get 50% of this Dallas backfield at minimum. And more than that's awesome. And then we're just taking 2 rookie shots on something, whatever.
If Foreman's still there, I mean, I could be talked to Foreman for sure, because I like Cleveland's O-line. I like how they operate. They run the shit out of the ball in the red zone.
Yeah, I think I'm I think I'm inclined with the tight ends we did get. We got Goddard and Otten. So like they are two dudes that have full-time roles and
running a lot of routes.
Running a lot of routes, and that's if you're going to punt tight end, ideally it's that type of profile. It's not a rookie who like Sanat, who we're not sure is going to see the field. It's not a guy splitting time. These are the 80 to 85+% route and snap share.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind punting it, but I also don't mind double stacking a guy like Carr since we missed out on Kendra Miller, who, I mean, we didn't even see him in the board. Where did he go?
I wanted him, but
let's see. Where did Kendra go? Oh, we're on the clock. All right, so we're staring down Foreman and Juwan.
Let's get the running back because tight end really doesn't matter.
Yeah, and these two dudes, like, there's a lot of question marks about them. You know,
the injury concern, and I rather just get someone that I know that's gonna definitely it's gonna help us get the advancement. Who knows with Chubb? Hopefully Chubb is done. You know, and he'll just take the job over because I think he's probably a better true runner than Ford.
Yeah. So Kendra goes 2 picks before us when we took Dowdle.
Yeah, that would have been nice, but all in all, I don't think we made any mistakes on that one.
No.
Smooth draft.
I mean, we were playing ADP to get both Kendra stack and Dallas stack, but I mean, all in all, coming away with a team like we did, I mean, it's just a solid job. 3-6-7-2 build: Hurts, Caleb, Derek Carr, Kenneth Walker, Montgomery, Rico, Kamani, Bucky, and Foreman at running back. AJ Brown, Chris Olave, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, Brandon Cooks, Jermaine Burton at wide receiver, a little bit of everything. And then tight end, just very boring but serviceable, Dallas Goedert and K. Dotton stacked up, different bye weeks, all the routes. I think that's just class dismissed, you know? Teach tape.
Yeah, we got Philly big game stack with Philly, Dallas, Chicago, Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then week 16 we got Detroit, big time stacked up. I mean, it's looking pretty good. The Chicago Detroit game week 16. So I mean, there's a lot of options there to get you through the pods between our games, our team stacks, and then our stacks throughout the pod. So it's a solid team.
Well correlated, well stacked. What more do you want?
Yeah, with good teams too. They're not like New England and whoever else. They're all other teams that are just the Giants. You know, just dog shit teams that aren't going to score any points. They're going to score 14 points a game. That's going to win you a lot of money. So
you sure hope so. I mean, I'm very comfortable betting on Philly bouncing back with improved offensive coordinating coaching over the a full season. And I think the fact that we're getting to make that bet at depressed costs for at least for Goddard and Hurts, I mean, to me it's an easy bet.
Yeah, I like Philly a lot. Good teams, betting on good teams.
Well, this was the opposite of a best ball happy hour. Instead of getting sloshed and having messy, we were surgical, clinical.
Yeah. Well, cheers to you, my friend. Thanks for having me on. Great birthday joining you here and winning. What is it, 2 mil or 1.5, whatever it is?
We're here to win 1.5 mil on Mathology's birthday on a best ball happy hour with the original
summer solstice, longest day of the year. The sun's coming out. I'm gonna go pick up my daughter. I'm gonna go on the boat. I'm gonna hammer some slows on the boat. Grill some steaks.
I mean, that's America, baby. That's America.
Yeah.
Well, Mathology, thank you so much for joining us. That was a fun draft. I have not gotten to stack up those players that way yet, and I really like how it turned out. I'm gonna have to do more of that going
Have
forward.
a plan ahead of time. No more backdoor stacking. Don't listen to the streamers.
Backdoor, not in the draft room.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much, our dear sickos, for joining us on this fantastic best ball happy hour. Appreciate you so much for joining us. On your way out, please hit the like button. Please leave a comment. We've got more fun giveaways coming, more fun guests. Steph Miller is joining us next Monday on Best Ball Mania Mondays. We have some more fun guests for the DK Streets, a very special potential Friday guest, one more, because this is just turning out super fun. So stick around. Let us know what you think. New members, check out all the great stuff that you have afforded to you with ranks and the Discord, the premium Discord, and all the great stuff that comes with that. Hit up Tom on Twitter if you need to. Hit me up on Twitter at emo__cowboy. Join us for all these fun draft streams and all this good alpha, and for more cold ones and more chicks. And with that, we'll catch you later. Math.
Cheers.
Cheers, bud. Thank you much. Y'all have a great weekend. Go win some money. Let's just do it the American damn way. You know, eat it, Tom. That's how we do it in the US of A, baby.
Don't forget to grab some tonight.
Catch y'all later.
See you guys.